Hello, it's me, Courtney Chaal. Welcome back to the Yay for Business podcast. Today, we're going to talk about the writing process, which I know sounds really mechanical, but this episode might save your life a little bit. And I know that's a little bit hyperbolic, but I want to prevent you from a lot of pain and agony because you're going to be doing a lot of writing for your business if you have an online business. So please keep this episode in your back pocket. I'm going to keep it short and sweet so that you can reference it again in the future. Let's not delay. We're going to dive in right now. Okay, so my only announcement I want to make is that I am hosting a full-on copywriting masterclass on September 8th. We're really going to be talking about how you can become a world-class copywriter for your business because I think every single entrepreneur needs to learn this skill. I've been talking about this in the last several podcast episodes if you've been following along. Here's the caveat. Here's the catch. This workshop is only exclusively for our clients inside of Yay for 100K. That's where we put all of our best content because that's our container. That's what we like to do, spoil our clients. And also because, we want to make sure people are getting the whole, holistic training, right? So this training is going to supplement everything else we do in the program, which is where we give you all the templates for all the pieces of copy and everything like that. So I want you to have everything in one place. In order to join us inside of Yay for 100K, now's the time. Come on over to CourtneyChaal.com/apply. Get your application in today so that we can process that application, get you our private training where we go over how to add 100K to your business in the next 12 months. And then we can chat with you about whether or not you want to enroll. So go ahead and do that today because time is ticking and the workshop is in about a week on September the 8th. What I want to talk about today is really the process of writing because this, my friend, this is where we get stuck. Everyone wants templates. Everyone wants headline formulas. Everyone wants a sales page guide. But how do you actually go about inserting copy in those templates and in those headline formulas and those sales page guides? You have to have a process for writing. You can't wait until you're inspired. You can't, hope and pray that it'll just come to you. You can't open up a blank doc and just, stare at it and then try to type something amazing on your first try. Eliciting a beautiful piece of copy is a science and an art. And everyone can do it. And so I'm going to break down that process for you today. Again, we're going to keep it as short and sweet as possible. We'll go into this way more in depth at that training if you decide to join us. Now, I was, quote unquote, classically trained as a writing consultant for academic writers. When I was in college, I was a writing consultant for students, both undergraduate and graduate. And I would coach them on their academic writing. And that's very different from copywriting, but I still learned a lot. What I learned is people hate writing. Writers hate writing. Writing is one of those things that we just get so stuck on. And the most common thing I hear with, in the 10 years I've been working as a, copywriter or business coach is, and as an academic writing consultant, is that writing is really hard and frustrating. There's this belief also that's really challenging for people who don't consider themselves to be writers. And I'd love for you to ask yourself, do you consider yourself a writer or not? Because that identity can have a lot to do with it. But a lot of people think that either you are a writer or you're not, and I'm not cut out to be a writer, and so I'm not going to be good at this. And that is a fixed mindset, not a growth mindset. It's incredibly unhelpful, and it is not going to get you anywhere in online business. So we need to shift that. Writing is a skill that you can learn. Copywriting is a skill that you need to learn to be successful in your business. And coming to our training on September 8th, listening to these podcast episodes is going to do a lot to help you to get there. I believe that if you can talk, you can write. If you're passionate about your topic, you can do it. But if you believe that you're not a writer and you believe that you're not cut out for it, that's just going to be a self-fulfilling prophecy. So let's talk about the writing process. I'm going to outline the writing process. I want you to write this down. And this is what I want you to use every time you write anything: Instagram post, sales page, email, what have you. Step number 1 is brain dump. You have to just get your thoughts out. This is not writing in any kind of formal way. This is not complete sentences. This is a mind map. This is literally a piece of paper and pen, not on the computer, ever, ever, ever. Never brain dump on the computer. Always handwrite. It accesses a completely different part of your brain than when you open up a blank document and try to start writing, or open up your phone and try to start creating a Instagram caption. So I want you to I want you to grab pen and paper, and I want you to do a mind map. Okay. Remember those webs? Maybe you did this in elementary school, middle school. I want you to write the topic in the middle, and then I want you to start to branch off on that topic. The reason we do this is this mimics the way that the brain functions. You ever had writer's block? It's because you're not writing in a way that naturally elicits ideas. Mind maps naturally elicit ideas because they're literally the same way that the brain functions with its neural pathways. So you write the main topic in the middle, and then you start branching off. I did this when I was planning for our move to our new condo. And in the middle, I wrote, move to new condo. And then I started branching out to different topics. One topic was, decluttering our current place. Another topic was, closing on our new condo. Another topic was, packing. Another topic was, like administrative stuff that we had to do. And then within those, then I would go, okay, what are the administrative things? Okay, well, we've got to, tell our current, building that we're moving. We got to pay that fee and schedule the move. We've got to, move our, forward our mail and, contact, hydro about our water and electricity or whatever it is. We've got to move our cable. And so once we start getting on these specific topics, we're able to then go deeper into those topics. But if you open up a blank document, not going to happen. So brain dumping, absolutely essential. If you take nothing else away from this episode, start doing more intentional brain dumps to get your thoughts out. After that, I recommend doing a free write. So a brain dump is not linear. It's visual, right? We want to turn that brain dump into a free write. So then I start to connect all those things together, and I start just writing about it. You can skip this step if you want, but I find it to be a great stepping stone between brain dumping and drafting, which is the third step, where we actually just take all of these concepts and we turn it into a draft. Again, do this with an Instagram caption. All right. The Instagram post I want to do is about, let's say I'm a personal trainer. I want to do a post on, different exercises to strengthen your upper body. All right. And maybe specifically your arms. All right. So let me do my mind map on that. There's this, that, and that. We're getting to the extent of my understanding of building upper body strength. So we're going to leave it there, but you would just keep going deeper and deeper. And what are some misconceptions people have? What is it I really want to say here? Then you start to string it all together in a free write. In a draft, what we're doing is we're creating what I call the shitty first draft of our content. A free write is like a stream of consciousness. It doesn't have to make sense. You can jump around. A draft is going to be a little bit one step beyond that. We're going to actually try to be coherent. What I see a lot of people posting on Instagram is a draft. It's a shitty first draft. Okay. And I can tell that they just wrote it once and they were like, okay, that's it. And then they post it. We want to make sure that we're allowing our draft to be shitty because it helps us to get our ideas out. And this ensures that we're going to be creative and we're going to have original ideas. Once we draft, we move into at least 3 phases of revising. So revise, revise, revise. What do I mean by revise? I mean, you're going to move, add, rewrite, and delete. Move things around. Hey, you know what? I put it in this order, but now I'm going to move things from this, this order to that order. Add. Is there anything missing from here? I'm reading through it. Is it missing any main ideas? Am I getting the point across? Rewrite. Maybe there's sections where you're like, oh, I don't like what I wrote there, and I delete it. Sometimes I delete the whole first thing. Start over. And delete. You can delete certain sections or certain pieces that you're like, I don't like what I said there. It doesn't have to be the whole thing. Okay. And then do it again. Read it again, revise, revise, revise. What we're not doing in revising is we're not editing. We're not getting focused on specific words we don't like. We're not fixing grammar and adding commas. We're not going like, ooh, this bullet point should be this emoji and this bullet point should be that emoji. We're not fixing the details. We fix all that after we revise. Then we go through and go, okay, let's make this punchy. Let's bold some lines. Let's create those headlines. Let's edit the grammar. I don't like that word. Can I go into the thesaurus and find a better word for that? Okay. And then once it's polished, then we hit publish. Okay. So that's the writing process. Brain dump, free write, draft, revise, 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 edit, publish. One more time. Brain dump, free write, draft, revise, 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 edit, publish. follow this process. You're going to think it's time consuming. That's Amateurville. All right. This is how you're going to get your best content out there, is by slowing down in order to get more quality. And as you get used to this process, you will speed up, but you need to slow down first to master it. The final thing I want to do is I want to give you some do's and don'ts of writing. Okay. And these are just going to help you to access your best ideas and stop you from falling into some pitfalls that I think are keeping people stuck. So here's some do's. Do change your environment. Don't sit down to write in the same place that you check your email or where your office is. Grab a notebook, pen and paper, go sit outside, go to a coffee shop, whatever you can do. Sit on the couch for all I care. Go to your bedroom, whatever is going to change the environment. All right. Do get inspired about the topic. So this is kind of meta because I really did not want to record this podcast episode. I'm at the end of my batch recording, and I was like, I don't feel like talking about the writing process right now. So what I did was I kind of went back and I scrolled back on some past things that I've written about writing. Again, very meta. I talked to myself. I did a voice recording, which is my next point. Try some voice recordings. And I started to think, you know what? I do have a lot to say about this. And so Google articles, find inspiration about the topic. Try a voice recording. I know I just said that, but in and of itself, it's a great trick. So I will often, when I get stuck writing, I know that I can say it verbally. So I'll turn on a voice recording on my phone, and I'll just say, okay, here's what I'm really trying to say about this topic, or here's what I really think about this topic. Now, I'm a very vocal person. I'm very, I love to process verbally. So this really helps me. It doesn't necessarily work for everyone, but it's something that's worth trying. Do write as if no one is ever going to read it. Too many of you are censoring your thoughts because you're afraid of what people are going to think. And we never get your truth out on paper. We never get it written down. And your truth is what's going to get people to just absolutely fall in love with your content. We've got to stop this vanilla, sterile content that we're putting out there because we're afraid to have an opinion. So at least in the shitty first draft, write as if no one is going to read it. And my little trick here is I'll do that and then I'll schedule the post, right? I'll schedule it on Instagram. So I'm kind of separating myself from when it's going live so that it's just scheduled. My next tip for you is to definitely follow what sounds fun and interesting. So take breaks if you're sick of writing and you want to take a break to work on creating some graphics, do that. If you want to watch some funny YouTube videos or YouTube videos about the topic, do that. Fall down a Google rabbit hole, set a little timer, do that because it will help to start sparking your brain again and getting excited. And we're going to end with some don'ts. This is my last little section here. Do not ever open up a blank document or, an Instagram post and just start writing right there and try to make it perfect and polished right in there. That is a recipe for, really lame content, really not good content. It's going to be unoriginal. You're going to get stuck and it's just not going to be your best work. So just don't even do it that way. Please do not obsess over what the final version needs to look like. Get your thoughts out and polish as you go, but you're going to censor your writing way too much if you obsess over that final version. And it's just going to be bland and people aren't going to connect with it. Some of my best stuff is stuff that I'm write it when I'm sort of really passionate and I don't edit out that passion. And please do not try to edit as you write. Editing is a final step after we get the content out. It requires a totally different part of your brain to do that. You might even want to ask someone else to do editing for you because we can often be blind to, spelling and grammar and other errors in our writing. And also, in some of this content, it just doesn't matter that much. It's okay if you make some typos on Instagram, right? So don't try to edit so much as you write. Get it out and then go back and do the editing separately. Okay, again, I'm going to be doing a whole workshop on copywriting and how to become a master copywriter for your business. We're going to be going way more in depth on the psychology stuff. And I'm just so excited because I haven't been teaching copywriting in a long time. And it really is my sort of back to my roots and something I know that our clients are craving so much. So make sure to get your application in for Yay for 100K at CourtneyChaal.com/apply. I cannot wait to, see you in the program. Hopefully see and chat with you and hear more about your business. And please don't be shy to DM me if you have any questions about the program, if it's a good fit for you. Most of the details are over on the application page. And then we give you all the details inside of our exclusive private training that you get after you apply. So go ahead and do that now. I hope to see you in the workshop. And either way, I will talk to you in next week's episode. Yay! Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. If you love today's content and are ready to finally start making a full-time income from your business this year, make sure to get on the wait list for my program, Yay for Clients, over at yayforclients.com, and you'll be notified the next time enrollment is open. Or if you're already booked with clients and you want to learn how you can turn your signature service into a signature program and add 100K of revenue to your bottom line, come apply to my group coaching program, Yay for 100K, over at CourtneyChaal.com/apply. Thanks again and have an awesome day.